Here we go then, gold medal match of the women's foil.
Great attack through the middle. I wonder if Dixon's going to try and time her parry pass that she was using in the other fight, but Wang, you know, she has this very explosive attack, which is very difficult to defend because it actually, you know, it's difficult to see it coming. There we go, she got the parry, she hits at close quarters. That was very well executed, full control there. Dixon just kind of a little bit thrown in the early stages of the match, and it is important, I think, to start strong because it can set the tone for the rest of the fight. And sometimes when your opponent gets kind of 5 hits ahead of you, especially at the beginning of the fight, it's difficult to get back in it, especially against a fencer with such experience.
I mean, we don't think Chloe Dixon's going to be overwhelmed by being in this situation. She looks like she's very much in control of her emotions. Yeah,
I mean, she looked so relaxed in the semi-finals. You know, semi-finals, she's still fencing in this raised piste and with the lights on her and the crowd. So I suspect she's probably not too overwhelmed by the experience, but perhaps she might just be, you know, kind of not used to the style, and I wonder, you know, hopefully she's got enough steam in the tank to keep this going. Yeah, that was clever. She just tried to catch her to Wang on preparation hit there. Just stepped in and caught her on the wrist. Stopped her in her tracks. Attack is 2. Look at that beat attack straight through the middle. It's like kind of no nonsense attacks. Really great.
Of course, we saw Kathy Cook do the same thing to Chloe Dixon in the semi-finals, so you just wonder if it's going to be the same tactics, and Chloe's just getting used to the pace of the fight, and she might edge her way back into it. Yeah,
perhaps once she's settled, she's going to kind of get a handle on the distance and the timings, because obviously Wang is attacking at the right time, so Chloe's just not even able to react in good time to even try to find that parry pass. It literally is through the middle. So you're right, Nick, you know, if she can settle, if perhaps you can speak to her coach in the minute break and just see, I suspect they're going to talk about timings.
Wang just backing off there.
Yeah, you know, I should think she's probably feeling quite comfortable. She's 3 up, she's got a minute left to the break, and, you know, there's no need to rush it. She wants to do it on her terms and her time. In fact, she's backing away. She's just trying to draw the attack.
I wonder if she watched those last couple of fights of Chloe Dixon's and realised what her preferred tactics were. She said, well, you know, that's me 3 points to the good. I'm going to make you come to me rather than fall into your trap.
And, you know, what a great attack that was. She was kind of waiting. And then just edged just a little bit closer to close the gap. And suddenly did this amazing explosive attack. Which is what fencing's all about, you know. Fencing is an explosive sport. It's fast-paced, it's explosive, and so these kind of attacks are exactly these kind of sudden bursts of energy. And there again, Wang has just got this particularly difficult counter-attack where she completely contorts her body, and so long as she's not showing her back to her opponent, she can do that, you know.
You're saying it's a tactic we do see from a number of the Singapore fighters. Yeah,
and I must say the Singapore fencers are particularly awkward to fence, and I remember this from the last Commonwealth Championships. We only just beat them in the team event, but they're a very strong team together, and in fact they've got lots of international experience. And look at that again, she's just picking off Dixon, and Dixon, to be honest, she just doesn't know what to do.
And she's beginning to look frustrated, and that could start to cloud her thoughts. She needs that break as soon as possible, I would suggest.
Yeah, and luckily for her, it's just about to come.
She's got to another forlorn figure, Chloe Dixon. She's just not sure how to handle her opponent, but again, it's what we've seen from Wang throughout the tournament. It's so composed and impressive.
Yeah, I mean, Wang, really, she's just using these fantastic explosive attacks. She's picking Dixon off, and look, she takes the blade. She's got complete control of the situation. It's going to be very difficult now for Dixon to come back. Her coach is probably just saying to her, you know, if I were you, I'd kind of wait last minute to do parry post. Try to use your footwork, use the whole entire piece. Don't just stay in one area of the piece. If necessary, get the parry post on the back line. You know, if the distance is perfect, then that's when you've got to do the parry post. But I think, you know, there's no harm also. She's in a position where she's going to have to chase anyway. I think she should take some considered attacks and put a little bit of pressure on Wang as well.
We're just edging towards the end of this break here, and we can see Wang, who's just stretching off her right calf. She was just down, just sitting on the piece, well, punching it, which I'm sure is not a medical way of dealing with these things. I'm wondering, trying to get a little bit of life, maybe a little bit of cramp, or it's such a long day for them as well. She's maybe just beginning to feel the pace a touch. Yeah,
I think so. You know, at this stage, a lot of fencers start cramping up because it's just been such long days, and she's probably just trying to, you know, keep the blood flowing and keep the energy up. Attack is off target there, but again, Dixon just needs to watch out. She's just coming at her, and she you know, you can tell her she's got her head down. She's struggling. She doesn't know what to do. The referee called halt, even though Wang got a green light. The referee called halt, so anything after the halt is not counted. Look at that again. This time she did a counter attack, but she ducked. So not only is she moving her target out of the way, but it's kind of dropping in front of your eyesight. So it's very difficult to hit her. There's not only absence of target, but absence of, well, yeah, target.
And that's yet another hit for Wang. This is a commanding performance.
Yeah, she's got this now. And actually, I imagine, although she was really kind of edgy with her teammate in the semis, I imagine she's probably going to look to actually finish this in the second period. And why not? She can actually, now she can afford to perhaps be a little bit more experimental with her hits and really enjoy it. Again, counter attack. Dixon just has no idea what to do. She's putting her hands up to the sky. She's really struggling here.
Even in the middle of this particular duel, she was throwing her hands up as if to say, I don't know how to deal with this, which is very unusual. I mean, maybe questions asked about her, you know, mental state, I suppose, going into it, and whether she is able to come back into it. It looks like she's really struggling, and you don't like to see it happening when she's had such a good run to the final as well.
It's hard to watch, really. I mean, Wang is just picking her off. She's just sort of attacking on her preparation just then. But yeah, there's a calling for time as it was just running. Yeah, I mean, you can tell that Wang is really experienced, and perhaps, but you know, this really is going to be a fantastic lesson for Dixon. You know, if anything, there's many times in my career where, well, I say many times, thankfully not all the time, but you know, I was beaten by a much more experienced senior fencer when I was a cadet, literally like 15-1-2, and I think sometimes those are the fights I remember the most and that I learned from the most, because you know, I can build on that. I went back and reflected on it, and I said to myself, that's not going to happen again. Let's see if Dixon can get a couple of hits on the scoreboard.
Hands on her hips, looking at her coach. 12-0 with a minute 24 still to go in the second period.
Yeah, like I said, I should think Wang is going to try and close this now and finish it in the second period. Particularly, as you say, Nick, if she was, you know, starting perhaps to cramp up, she might want to just finish it there and then. But it's easier said than done.
Nothing quite seems to be working for Chloe Dixon. Again, shaking her head. She just can't hit target at all, no matter what she tries.
Yeah, actually, I think they are going to go into last period, or are they? You could never tell. That was actually a really well-timed attack, but of course Dixon is probably not feeling great at the moment. She's got her head down and probably her guard down as well.
Has she been aggressive enough, do you think, losing those first 5, 6, 7 points? Should she have stepped up and been a bit more offensive?
I think so, but you know, perhaps it might be just like Rocks in the previous fight. You know, they've done so well to get this far in the competition, and there we go. What a big cheer!
It. Lovely to hear that. Not much consolation, of course, for Chloe Dixon, but she has managed to hit target.
Now, is Wang going to finish this in 10 seconds?
There's another hit for Chloe.
Hit. Again, really lovely parry post there. That you know, if only Dixon had started doing that right from the beginning, she just caught her. Yeah, she's not happy. She went to straighten her blade off piece, and her blade broke actually, so she's going to have to change her weapon, and she threw it rather frustratingly, I think.
Rather sums up her current state of mind, I suspect. Disconsolate. Yeah. Change of weapon then for Chloe Dixon. Still 14 points to 3 with 5 seconds left in the second period. End of the second period then, so it's not quite over yet, and the romantics amongst us will say she couldn't, could she?
Hey, it's never over until it's over, as they say, Nick. I must say, though, I think Dixon is, you know, I could tell she's sitting on the side of the piece. She just looks so frustrated. I don't think, you know, her head's not there, actually. She's got some beautiful hits in the last period, but I think perhaps part of that is because Wang, I was saying to you before, Nick, it's very difficult to get the last hit and finish off a fight, especially when you're talking about a gold medal match. And I think Wang, you know, this probably won't have any effect on her, these last few hits, and you know, I'm sure she'll be looking to get the next hit and just saying, that's it, I'm finishing the fight. But you never know. Just
seeing some of the points that she's managed to gather, Chloe, she didn't bother speaking to her coach. I think she probably knows it's maybe too far gone for that. Here we go though, third period getting underway, 14 points to 3, just another point needed, of course, for Wang to take the Commonwealth Gold medal.
That's it, game over. Fantastic last hit, beautifully executed.
It was a very commanding performance. Chloe Dixon looks like she can't get out of there fast enough, but it is another gold medal for Singapore. Wenying Wang. And you have to say it's deserved. She has been so impressive, as we've said throughout the commentary, that, you know, she's looked calm, she's looked collected.
Yeah, you know what, she deserves it. She just dominated the final without a doubt, and also dominated the rest of her fights. I don't think there were any fights where she was ever in danger of losing the fight, or it was ever that close. She looked perfectly cool, calm and collected, and, you know, relaxed and focused, and just how a fencer should be, just the right balance of emotions.
Yeah, just seeing the very brief handshake there. Chloe Dixon, I think, has already left the arena, actually. Clearly very upset with her own performance, but as you say, she's certainly young enough to bounce back from that, and maybe giving it a day or two she might realise that it was a good learning experience and she'll know better for next time. Say she's only 18 years old, she's got a Commonwealth silver medal, she shouldn't be too upset.
She can't be upset with that. The learnings she would have got it out of it, like you say, Nick, is going to be, you know, invaluable for her career in the future. And of course, you know, she's going to be happy. She's got a silver medal at the Commonwealth Fencing Championships. You know, if you told her that at the start of the day, I think she'd say, "Yeah, I'll take that." She'll be so happy, and you know, and rightly so. She beat some difficult fences along the way. So really fantastic fencing for Dixon.
Yeah, I suppose